Yesterday night, we played our 31st game of the season, and that means we are left with 7 games to go, and we went ahead to really have another draw this season, and that is the 6th draw of Manchester United. And one thing that people have not put a lot of attention to is that when you look at the top 9 teams that played in the league, we've not even won away at their home. Arsenal beat us, Man City beat us, Newcastle beat us, we drew with Spurs, Aston Villa beat us, Liverpool beat us, Brentford beat us, we beat Fulham. So in the top 9, no team United has gone away at their home and beat them. I think Brighton is 8th, so we are waiting to see what's going to happen. I think, is it next week when you're playing Brighton? I think on Thursday. Welcome to this channel. Rokani David is my name. United Matters channel is a YouTube channel, and we're here to bring you the player ratings on how it really went down at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. First half ended 2-2. Spurs came in through, leveled the game, and I labeled it a game of 2 halves because United 100% dominated the first half. Spurs 100% dominated the second half, and they deserved to really go ahead and really score goals past us. So let's get into the player ratings. David De Gea pulled out some good saves for Manchester United, and he really had a lot of good ball distribution. I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10 for me on the night. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, first half was really great, but second half he was really porous. He had lost his brain to the game, and he couldn't pay attention to detail, and he lost very many balls. Though sometimes he recovered and really closed down in a nick of time. Though I think Ten Hag had every reason to take him off, and I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. That is for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Diego Dallo, who played as the left back on the day for Manchester United, I'm going to give Diego Dallo a 6 out of 10. I understand he really played on the left back and then shifted to the right back, brought a little bit of stability in there, but obviously, when a team draws 2-2, when you're leading by 2-0, you can't rate your defenders highly because they might be the reason as to why they failed to really keep us into the game. Though they kept us into the game a lot of time, especially in this first half, because we gave away balls cheaply, and obviously Tottenham Hotspur found themselves in positions of approaching our final third and obviously trying to torment us. But David De Gea came to our rescue. Luke Shaw and Lindelof came to our rescue on several beats. So Dallo, 6 out of 10. We go to Luke Shaw. I think he played very well. He closed down very well. I like the composure. I like the way he recovers, his game reading, So he's really trying to really do the Lisandro Martinez job. Though he's not exactly like Lisandro Martinez, but you would take him on any day to play onto the left side of the central defense other than Harry Maguire, and I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. Him and Lindelof are really looking great, though they failed to keep a clean sheet, but I think it's all what our season has been written about when you're playing away from home, because top 9 teams, we haven't really won any game away from home. Let's wait and see how we are going to go about Brighton and do, I think, next week on Thursday. Now, Lindelof also came in through and really put in a shift that everyone is so much comfortable about, and I think it's evident that every time you're playing with Lindelof and Luke Shaw, not Harry Maguire, we are really a more confident side. That's it. We don't find ourselves in positions of really losing these games, and that defense is always watertight, So Lindelof, 6.5 out of 10 for me. So Mr. Harry Maguire, please relax and float. Though I'm really worried that on Sunday we might see Erik Ten Hag bringing back Harry Maguire. That's it. We might see him bring back Harry Maguire to play against Manchester United, to play for Manchester United against Aston Villa at Old Trafford. I understand Old Trafford is really a fortress that Ten Hag is going to have to turn it into, because we last lost a game in the league against Brighton. That is the opener, and we've not going to have to lose any game at home apart from those against Southampton, Leeds and Newcastle. The rest of the games have been really solid wins that United have gone ahead to get in a very long spell in the first season of Erik Ten Hag at Old Trafford. So it shows you how good we are at Old Trafford, but that does not really guarantee him a start. I think it's better to play Lindelof and Luke Shaw until we get into play teams like Bournemouth, teams like those. But if I told you you're playing Aston Villa I don't want to see Harry Maguire risked into that game. So I'm giving Lindelof a 6.5 out of 10. Casemiro, guys, ever since returned, yesterday was my best game for Casemiro. He closed down every space. His passing was really great. He made the checkmates, he made the interceptions, and I never saw him put a foot wrong like he did in the game of Brighton, because the game of Brighton, he really put out very many blind passes and couldn't find a right pass through the midfield. But this time around, he was passing freely, with freedom, passing to the left, one-touch passing, sometimes he does the hold-up play and trying to find a pass to Marcus Rashford. So he was really a magnificent player. I think for the first goal, he's the one who replays that pass to Rashford, and Rashford finds Sancho, and Sancho buries that ball into the left bottom corner to make it 1-0 for Manchester United. Casemiro, he's getting a 7 out of 10 for me, because he really looked great into that midfield position, and he could have got us a winner, though the header was just an inch away from really going into the back of the net, into the top corner, but he didn't. But that doesn't rule out his fantastic game is going to hit to play. And I think with the 7 games we are left with to play, you would love to see Casemiro in his best shape. You would love to see Casemiro in his best shape towards the remainder of the season. As we play the remaining 7 games, we win like 4 of those, top 4 will be sealed. That's it. Top 4 will be sealed, and we won't be in panic in the remaining games that we'll be playing until the end of the season. And I think the only game we'll be preparing for will be the game against Man City. And I think if at all we get the job done and dusted early enough, Ten Hag will find himself in the remaining 3 games resting players to prepare them for the game of City. That's it. So Casemiro 7 out of 10. Eriksen, his counterpart, guys, I think for the first half I would give Eriksen a 6.5, but second half Eriksen looked horrible. He looked horrible, and I think if you are to really come out and average his game of both halves, I think he gets a 6 out of 10 for me. That's it. Whenever we are not having the ball, Eriksen does not help us. That's it. So I'm giving Eriksen a 6 out of 10. We go to Bruno Fernandes. To me, he looked like the bright spark into that team, and he has showed us as to why he's the player that this team will always need to come in and really lead it on the field of play. He did all what he had to do. He would have found himself with close to 3 assists. I remember he released Rashford twice. He released Rashford thrice, and out of the 3 times that Bruno Fernandes released Rashford found himself on target, or finding the ball at the back of the net of Spurs once. So to me, I think it was really a very good display by Bruno Fernandes. He was really great, and he really did the needful into the day, and I think had close to 2 or 3 shots on target. So it shows you how good he is, and I believe he's one of those best players that are really emulating what Erik ten Hag really wants his team to be playing like. I'm giving Bruno a 7.5 out of 10 for me. He really looked great on the day, and he played really good, and he led by example. We go to Anthony. I think to me he's one of the worst players that started the game of football yesterday, and he never looked like he was near giving us the best that we deserve as a team of Manchester United. So I'm giving Anthony a 5.5 out of 10. He had a very worst display. I think he just found himself in no position of really threatening the enemy, and his end product to his game was just weak. You judge a player according to the opponent he's facing. How can't you go past a player who is 34 years of age, Perisic? He would have gone ahead to do the needful and obviously cause havoc onto that left side of Spurs, but he couldn't. And if at all you cannot torment a player who is 34 years of age using your pace and skill, then you don't deserve even to be average on the day. So I'm giving Sancho a 5.5 out of 10. We go to Jadon Sancho. I'm giving Anthony a 5.5 out of 10. We go to Jadon Sancho scoring. He really looked great, and I'm really so much in question of people who are not really getting what Sancho's game is all about. Don't think that Sancho is just going to elevate from the Sancho he is right now to the Sancho he was at Borussia Dortmund. It should be a process. And that process calls in for Sancho to really get in some little baby steps. into his career. And this time around, he went ahead to score another goal into the Premier League, and I think he has gone ahead to take his tally. He has gone ahead to take his tally again of the league to 5 goals this season. He has gone ahead to play 19 games, and he has 5 goals and 2 assists this season. So to me, I believe Sancho, it's just a matter of time, and next season might be his breakthrough season according to me, because he's going to be having a manager who knows him better and understands him better, and you're going to be having a better quality of players playing alongside Jadon Sancho. So to me, it comes to my understanding that some people are really criticizing Sancho for the wrong reason, and I think they just have to get to know what he's all about. So to me, I'm giving Sancho a 7 out of 10 for me. Yesterday, he was really great, and I think Ten Hag did a very bad mistake, a very huge mistake, not bad, a very huge mistake, to really take off Sancho and leave Anthony on the field of play. Anthony had offered nothing. He had offered nothing. That's where I believe that every manager has a weak spot and the player he favors. I think for Ten Hag, he favors Eriksen and Anthony into that team. To me, those are the 2 players he really loves, but sometimes you don't need to play them. Like the game yesterday, I would have gone ahead to start Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro in the double pivot, and then I play Sabitzer into the central attack midfield area. Then I bring on Eriksen later to really give us control of the game, because Bruno gives you a lot of energy and tenacity into that double pivot. So I think those are the things that Erik ten Hag really just wants to really improve on. So Sancho, 7 out of 10. Marcus Rashford with an assist and with a goal on him, a 7 out of 10 is my rating that I'm giving the boy who's on fire. 28 goals this season. I fancy him to really hit 40. However much we are left with 7 games with a finale of the FA Cup, I think Marcus Rashford can score more 11 goals. He can really find his scoring boots again, because when you look at how he has gone ahead to do ever since his return. He returned in the game of Sevilla, he played 45 minutes. He played 120 minutes against Brighton. And in the 3rd game, he has gotten himself an assist and a goal. Meaning that in the previous 2 games, Marcus Rashford has gone ahead to score 1 and create 1. 2 goal involvements in the previous 2 games, meaning that against Aston Villa, if he can come in through and really score 1, then would have gone ahead to really take his tally to the better position. And I think he can even put a brace past Aston Villa. Then I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. We go to the substitutes. Anton Martial, 6 out of 10 for me. That's it. I think when he comes on, we look better, but the player that he came on with, Fred, was abysmal. That's a problem. If at all Freddy had gone ahead to compose himself better into that beautiful game of football that we saw ourselves draw, I think we would have gone ahead to win. And we lost the midfield connection to the attack because Fred had nothing to do in that entire game. He gave away 9 passes, or he lost possession 9 times, in 30 minutes. To lose possession 9 times, that's unacceptable. And I think that's why Ten Hag has gone ahead not to be fronting Fred on very many occasions. And by the way, that has been a question of many, that why isn't Erik ten Hag giving Freddy game time? Because he was one of those players that was so much pivotal ever since we returned from the World Cup, and he played very many games and was really pivotal, scoring goals, creating assists, doing moments of magic into that game of football of United. But obviously, he has gone ahead to capitulate, and this is why Ten Hag doesn't want to field. Ten Hag has not been giving him game time in the given games that we're going to have to be playing. So, Fred, 5 out of 10 for me. We go to Wout Weghorst, 5.5 out of 10 for me. Then, who else came on through? Malacia, 5 out of 5 for me. So, those are my player ratings. And for Erik ten Hag, I'm giving him a 6.5 out of 10. Then, my man of the match, obviously Bruno Fernandes Bogue. So I don't know who your man of the match is, but go into the comment section telling me your thoughts about the player ratings and how do you rate these players out of 10. Rock and David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. First video of the day. More is yet to come. I'm out.